What's up guys, my name's Dychronic, your host here on this Destiny 2 video, and today we're going to be showing you where the Xur is for May 4, 2018. You can find him over here on the tower. If you don't recognize this area, he actually does spawn on the Traveler, which is what it's called, the tower. I mean, it's the tower, it says right there. He's on the tower, over here on the top right. Just put a marker on him, find him over here. His inventory actually does contain something interesting. If you have not picked it up yet, the Colony is one of the best PvP exotics in the game. Right now, Acreus is kind of dominating, but after that, the Colony is so much fun to use. It's basically you shoot a grenade, it hits the ground, and it starts running. Literally, the grenade starts running towards the nearest enemy, and it is so fun to use. You launch two of those little things out, and you kill anybody, like literally anybody, and they're just everywhere right now, and they're a lot of fun to use, and I highly recommend you check it out because it's a very original, exotic-feeling weapon, and I'm very excited that it's in the game. Coming up next for the Hunters, we have Shinobu's Vow. It improves skip grenade and gives an additional skip grenade charge. Now, if you use a lot of skip grenade, this might be useful. I personally never use skip grenade. I usually like to use things like trip mine or scatter grenade. Or arc bolt or whatnot, and maybe vortex, maybe the void wall. I never find myself using skip grenade, but I do see a lot of people in Crucible using it, so perhaps if you do use it, it might be useful to use, but in PvP with the Hunter, I usually like to use Foe Tracer, because it's just very nice. Up next for the Titans MK44 Stanticides, I actually do have a review for this this armor piece, as well as the Colony, by the way. Great review. It's a funny little skit. It makes no sense, but it's really funny. I recommend you check them out. A lot of people did really like them. Stanticides grants you an overshield when sprinting at full health with Seismic Strike. Seismic Strike is the shoulder charge. Hammer Strike or Shielded Bash, those are just the shoulder charges for the different classes. Hits with these abilities recharge a portion of your melee energy. For some reason, in the previous game, they made it so you had a tighter turn radius, and I think that was it. So this is a lot better version. It feels like it has basically Juggernaut from Destiny 1, where you kind of have an overshield. Overall, it's really not that useful, but if you do use Seismic Strike and Shoulder Charge a lot, you're trying to get melee kills for perhaps an Iron Banner ornament, this actually might be something useful. So pick it up if you do want to do that, but I wouldn't really recommend it. Otherwise, it's really not that good. And lastly, the Stag for the Warlock class grants a Rift energy when you are critically wounded or on death. It drops a healing rift on the ground. It's going to be a very quick healing rift. It's basically going to be like, hey, if you died from something, maybe you can save your teammates from dying from something. If you're really wounded all the time, you can get your rift really quickly so you can heal yourself. It's a pretty decent Warlock exotic. If you don't know what to use and you don't want to use Eye of Another World again, and maybe you're using a Solar class and you don't want to use Sunbreak or something, this is a pretty good one. I realize I gave that like 5 qualifications, but this is pretty good. It's overall something that is universally useful and actually looks pretty good on the Warlock. Lastly, we have the 3 of Coins, gives you a higher exotic drop chance throughout all sources in the world. I recommend popping this and going for maybe some strikes, some public event stuff, and then finally maybe some raids, because lots of encounters if you finish those quickly. And then lastly, Fated Engram, guaranteed to give you an exotic that you've never received before. If you receive all of them, you will not get, and you'll obviously just get a duplicate, and it won't be the Fated Engram we know and love. And that's it. That's the Xur's inventory for this week on the 4th. Me and Mr. Killclip over here are hanging out. Rampage couldn't hang out today at the Xur, but me and Killclip, we are hanging out like friends. Ignore the weapon I have on my back right now. I was not playing Crucible. I was not being sweaty as hell. But anyways, that's the video. Hope you guys did enjoy. Of course, my name's been Dychronic, and I'll see you guys on the next one.